The whirlwind of emotions, both the good and the bad, were often too much for Kevin Neal and his family as they watched his mental health deteriorate from afar. Neal, the suspected shooter behind a rolling rampage in Northern California, confided in his mother daily, according to his sister. The phone calls were exhausting and often detailed his precarious welfare and the growing suspicion his neighbors were running a methamphetamine lab. He would get wound up and I think she spent a lot of time calming him down, Neal's older sister, Sheridan Orr, told the Daily News. He would be irrational, irate and uncontrollable, and scream and yell. It was difficult to manage him. I don't know how she put up with it. The phone calls took a toll on their mother, Anne, who always listened, often helplessly. She was hopeful her son could find the help he desperately needed. His last phone call came Monday and expressed defeat against the people who also called Tehama County home. "It's all over now," she recalled him saying, during an earlier interview with the Associated Press. "I have done everything I could do and I am fighting against everyone who lives in this area." Elijah Nouvellegi Getty Images or said her mother believed his struggles with a rural community but she was not sold. As he got older, it got harder to know what was real and what was in his mind, she said. Her 43-year-old brother left their home of Raleigh, North Carolina, in 2010 to be closer to the nature he loved in the woodlands of Tehama County, and to take control of his mounting paranoia. "I feel like he was trying to run the demons out of him," she said. At the end of the day, they were still there and he never learned how to control them. When Orr, 46, first learned of her brother's possible involvement with a quadruple slaying in Rancho Tehama Reserve, she and her mother thought Neal was one of the shooting victims. Rich Pedroncelli. She was shocked to learn authorities believed Neal had killed the two neighbors who inspired his domestic ire. Neal shot his victims at random during a 45-minute crime spree that spanned 7 locations, including an elementary school that locked down and thwarted a deadlier outcome for the frightened children inside. The gunman was later shot and killed in a police shootout. Orr and her mother pored over news reports of the shootings Tuesday and came to grips with the nightmare Neal may have caused. Nearly a dozen injuries and deaths of 4 innocent people at the hands of her brother has given Orr a new calling. If he couldn't get the health care he needed, he had zero business with guns, Orr said. Twitter Orr called for better mental care and tougher gun restrictions to prevent another shooting like the one her brother was accused of unleashing hours earlier. She was still reeling from the mass shooting that struck the deeply religious community of Sutherland Springs 9 days before, and deeply angered at Devin Kelly's ease of obtaining the high-powered rifle he used to slaughter 26 churchgoers. "He did not need to have a gun," she said of discharged airmen's history of mental health problems. And neither did Aurora, Colorado, movie theater shooter James Holmes and Sandy Hook killer Adam Lanza, she said. "When do we as a country recognize a pattern and do something?" Orr demanded. Rich Pedroncelli Orr could never have predicted her brother would soon become another name on the rapidly expanding list of U.S. mass shooters. Orr pointed out that her last tweet on November 5 called for stricter gun control after the massive attack near San Antonio today. "I'm sending love to Texas. Tomorrow, my fight for gun control commences. I won't watch another child killed without taking a stand. I had no idea that tweet would foreshadow where we sit today," Orr said. "I don't think I can rest until we try to do something about it."